Ever try to tickle yourself into a laughing frenzy and ended up staring at your fingers like they've betrayed you? Well, you're not alone. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of 10 things most humans can't do. From the elusive elbow lick to the mysterious mechanics of perfect pitch, we're exploring the quirky corners of human capabilities. Stick around to discover the surprising limits of our own bodies and why these peculiar feats remain just out of reach for most of us. Number 1. Lick our own elbow. Have you ever tried to lick your elbow? Go ahead, give it a shot. Not so easy, is it? This is because most humans can't do it due to the way our bodies are built. Our arms and shoulders are designed to give us a great range of motion, forward and backward, up and down, all around, but they don't allow for the kind of flexibility needed to bring our mouths close to our elbows. It's a classic party trick attempt, and you might have seen someone claim they can do it, but they're one in a million. The majority of us can only look on in envy, or perhaps relief that we don't have to perform such a contortionist act. It's a bit of a design flaw if you're aspiring to be an elbow-licking champion. But don't feel bad, this limitation doesn't affect our daily lives, and it's a fun reminder of the quirky limitations that come with the human body. Number 2. Raise one eyebrow. Raising one eyebrow might seem like a small thing, but it's a surprisingly difficult task for most people. It's the kind of thing that can convey so much without a word: skepticism, curiosity, surprise. Yet when you try it, you might find that both eyebrows want to join the party. This is because the muscles responsible for this movement, the frontalis muscles, are not typically under independent control in most people. We're wired to use our facial muscles in unison, which is why isolating one eyebrow can feel like trying to thread a needle while riding a roller coaster. Possible for some, but definitely not easy. So next time you see a movie villain artfully raise one eyebrow, remember, they've probably spent quite a bit of time in front of a mirror perfecting that look. Number 3. Wiggle your ears. Wiggling your ears is one of those skills that seems to belong to a bygone era, like being able to dial a rotary phone or write in cursive. It's a neat trick, but not one that you'll find in the average human's repertoire. The ability to wiggle your ears hinges on a tiny, often neglected group of muscles called the articular muscles. In some animals, these muscles are vital for survival, allowing them to pivot their ears towards sounds, much like a satellite dish tuning into a signal. But in humans, they're a vestigial remnant, which means they're not really necessary for our survival or daily functioning. Number 4. Sneezing with your eyes open. Sneezing with your eyes open is something that sounds like it should be simple, right? After all, sneezing is just a reflex, and our eyes? Well, they just need to stay open. But here's the catch: it's nearly impossible for most people to do. When we sneeze, our bodies are going through a powerful reflexive action, expelling air from our lungs at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. And with that explosive action comes an automatic response: our eyes close. It's like a built-in safety mechanism to protect our peepers from the high-speed expulsion of air and any particulate matter that might be coming out with it. The truth is, keeping your eyes open during a sneeze is like trying to keep your hands from flinching away from a hot stove. It's a reflex that's deeply ingrained in our system for protection. Some say it's to keep our eyeballs from popping out, but that's a myth. Our eye sockets are pretty good at holding onto our eyes. It's more about protection from germs and debris. So while it might be a fun challenge to try, don't be surprised if your body has other plans. Number 5. Tickle yourself. Tickling yourself is a bit like trying to surprise yourself by jumping out from behind the door. It's just not going to work. When someone else tickles us, it can send us into fits of laughter, squirming, and pleas for mercy. But when we try to tickle ourselves, the magic is lost. This is because of the way our brain processes sensations. When we control the movement, our brain predicts the sensations we're about to feel, effectively canceling out the tickle response. So unless you can find a way to outsmart your own brain, self-tickling will remain on the list of things most of us simply can't do. Number 6. Put your fist in your mouth. Putting your fist in your mouth is one of those things that sounds like a dare from a children's sleepover party. And just like those dares, it's often impossible to achieve. The size of one's fist compared to the opening of the mouth is usually a mismatch. Our mouths, while capable of opening wide to accommodate things like apples and sandwiches, have limits. The jaw can only drop so far, and the space inside our mouths has to account for things like teeth and tongues, which take up a fair amount of room. Number 7. Swallow and breathe simultaneously. Swallowing and breathing at the same time is something you might not think about often, but it's actually a complex task that our bodies are not equipped to handle. Newborn babies have the ability to do this for the first few months of their lives, which is why they can breathe while nursing. However, as we grow, this ability disappears. The reason lies in our anatomy. The epiglottis and the larynx change positions as we mature, making it so that the pathways for food and air cross. When we swallow, the epiglottis covers our windpipes to prevent food from entering our lungs, which momentarily stops our breathing. It's a safety feature in a way, ensuring that we don't choke every time we eat. So while it might be convenient to breathe and eat at the same time, our bodies prioritize not choking over multitasking. Number 8. Move each toe independently. Moving each toe independently is a feat that's out of reach for most of us. Sure, we can wiggle our toes around, but trying to move them one by one is like trying to conduct an orchestra with your feet. Each toe just doesn't want to play solo. This is because, unlike our fingers, our toes are not as dexterously involved. Our muscles and neural connections to our toes are less refined, which makes the fine control needed to move them individually quite challenging. Some people, especially those who practice with their toes, like musicians who play instruments with their feet, can develop this skill, but for the average person, it's as likely as walking on the ceiling. Number 9. Perfect pitch. Perfect pitch, the ability to identify or recreate a musical note without any reference tone, is a rare auditory phenomenon. Most of us need a point of reference, like a piano key or a tuning fork, to identify musical notes. People with perfect pitch are like human tuning devices, able to discern or produce a C sharp from thin air. This ability is thought to be a complex interplay of genetics, early musical training, and perhaps a sprinkle of serendipity. For the rest of us, we're more like radios that need a bit of fine-tuning. We recognize and enjoy music, but we can't quite pull notes out of the ether with the same precision. Number 10. Reverse breathe. Reverse breathing, also known as paradoxical breathing, is when the chest falls on the inhale and rises on the exhale, the opposite of how we normally breathe. It's not something most people can do on purpose, as it goes against the natural mechanics of our diaphragm and intercostal muscles. While it can occur involuntarily during certain medical conditions, which is usually a sign of distress, consciously trying to reverse breathe is like trying to reverse the tide, unnatural and incredibly difficult. It's a technique sometimes used in advanced yoga or martial arts, but even there it's considered a complex practice. For most of us, our breathing will remain as it is, automatic and in tune with the rise and fall of our chest in the rhythm of life. And there you have it, folks, the top 10 things that keep us humanly humble. Remember, it's the can't-dos that make the can-dos so much sweeter. Keep exploring, stay curious, and until next time, embrace the impossible.